Yes, my people. Good evening, man. Yeah, so we're here for another one, man. I'm loving the algorithms right now, because you don't even have to go looking for nothing right now. It just drops into your inbox, into your inbox. It just drops onto your feed. It was Wallo yesterday. It's Wallo again today, but he's gonna be doing the interviewing. He's interviewing one of us, a Brit, Corteiz. I don't know much about Corteiz apart from knowing him for pop-up shops and doing a lot of collaborations. Can't say I know much about the brand apart from that. I just know that he does cause a storm when he does his pop-ups. They are mad. But apart from that, I don't really know much. So you will be, if you don't know much about Corteiz, you're going to be learning on the job, the way I'm learning on the job right about now, about who he is, where he's from, and what he's actually done. You know what I mean? Where he's come from. He's just his story. So, yeah, man, let's get into this one here, man.
To the gym in his country before him. Did you think it would become this?
I mean, I didn't have an image in my head. I just knew that I wanted to, take it to the next level and like do great things.
You started it, it's like, to come to this shit is massive. This is crazy. Look, we got hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, what gave me an advantage starting up was I prioritize speed a lot. You just gotta be prolific, man. You can't overthink the whole process of doing this. I'd overthink, but I'd still do. A lot of the
Yeah, so that's straight in with some gems. We suffer with procrastination, man. Thoughts are nothing without action. You have to action them. And it's no fault of yours that you overthink. I think it's human nature. I think a lot of us overthink. But sometimes we overthink to the extent to where nothing gets done. And that's something we need to put to one side and start actioning our thoughts. Because sometimes you're sitting on some great ideas, you're sitting on some gems, but you never action them, I was sitting on a brand for like near enough a decade before I decided to push it, And if I did, who knows where it would have been right now if I had pushed it that decade ago. So yeah, man, action, my people. Action is key.
consumers, they might not be able to understand that nuance, but then that's also why I need a brick and mortar store so that people can go into the store and actually see and feel the clothes. Hiring people for me is the most important thing. A lot of people, they don't really understand. They can come into your business and they just don't understand it. They don't get it. Someone like Lewis, I can trust Lewis, and then I trust his ideas, I trust his vision, and he understands what I'm doing.
When you see...
People, bear with me, yeah? Bear with me. I promise you see, like the intros and that, I'm going to start chopping them up. So we don't have to wait so long to get into this, you know what I mean? I'm going to start chopping them up. But, yeah, just bear with me. I'm getting there.
this, you immediately laugh.
Yeah.
Why you laugh? Tell me, break it down about Strangers Make You Rich. This is a Wallo Daily exclusive.
I think a lot of people always feel, not say entitled to their friends and family support, but more often than not, it's the people you don't know who are gonna empower your business.
Question, why is it I don't know if it's a black community thing, but why is it, and I'm talking from a black community perspective here, why is it that when a black business opens or is launched, that we feel that our family and friends should come and support us? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but what I am saying is concentrate on the masses. Your family and friends are not going to get you rich. It's the masses. Nike, Gucci, Prada are not selling to their families and friends, my people. I can guarantee you that if anything, their family and friends are getting broken off here. Take a pallet of clothes to spread out between the family, you understand? It's the masses, it's the me and the yous that are paying for their clothes. So people need to get rid of that notion, oh, my people, they're not coming and supporting my thing. Oh, you should be marketing to the masses. Forget your family and friends.
Or empower what you're doing, or even support you the most, just because your friends aren't your customers.
All right.
A lot of the time. That's just how I've learned over time that my friends aren't my customers. And when they do buy something or support, I'm grateful for it, because I know that it might be a hard time out for a lot of people who come from where I come from. And when they do support, I know it's coming from a place where they've tried, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's just the truth. It's just a lot of people I don't know are the ones who have empowered what I've done and allowed me to grow and do what I'm doing as a business. So it's a real statement, but I just like how bold it is. It's the truth. It's the truth, and I don't think a lot of people know that. Like, if you show people who are starting a business, if they see that shirt, they might be a bit confused, but I laugh because I know it's true. Whereas some people will be like, how does that make any sense? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that was accurate.
Do you think a lot of people stop going after their dreams because they ain't get immediate support from their friends and family?
100,000%, because they've seeked validation from those friends and those family. However, if you're the type of person who is just gonna go at it regardless of whether your friends or your family are
I'll be real. You see, if you're gonna start a business, don't even tell family and friends, because like Wallo just said, and I think Matt Corteiz just agreed with it, yeah? A lot of the time, if you don't get that validation from your family and friends, you're like, oh, you know what, it's not even a good idea. Or, you understand what I'm saying? You're deterred from something that's potentially great, but that's because, like I said earlier, you're concentrating on your family and friends, and it's not about them. It's about the masses. Your family and friends are just little concentrated pool of people. And you have the ocean.
Adam with it, then you're gonna see success eventually, and it will probably be from strangers empowering that. So, and because a lot of people stop like that, I mean, I always tell people it's not your friends. It's just not your friends. Your friends aren't your customers. It's literally the people in the outskirts of that. And yeah.
When you were starting Corteiz, but did any friends support you when you were starting it? Like,
I forced them to support me.
what you mean you forced them?
So, like, I had my first run of jumpers, and if they said they liked it, like, oh, I like that jumper, I would force to sell in a way where it was like, I'll kind of, not say coerce them to give me money, but it's like, if the jumper was like, say, £70 when I was releasing it, I'd be like, you know what, for you, I'll do it for like 30. I know it cost me X amount to make it, so I know I'm still gonna get a little bit of change on top, but I maybe had to give them like a little discount in the start to kind of encourage them to, you know, like part ways with their money. So for me, I kind of knew that, okay, cool, my friends might not want to buy this, but I'm still gonna try and get something out of them, just because they were also a platform for me. If I've got one friend who's wearing it and then another friend sees him, they'll be like, oh, what, my man's got the jump, he's got the jumper, like, where's mine? That's how a lot of people operate as well. And I'll be like, oh yeah, that's because he paid me for it. And then, oh yeah, you're gonna give me some money, and so on and so on and so on. So if I wasn't the type of person to kind of coerce that sale, then they might not have just won it. But I had to do something to get at them, because I needed to sell the hoodie to someone in the beginning, and then you grow and you grow and you grow and you grow and you grow. So that's how, yeah, in the beginning it had to be like that. But then I was just conscious that these people, I'm not entitled to their money either, or I'm not entitled to their support just because they know me. They might not even be, say, fashionable people that, you know, would make other people be convinced to buy the product. So sometimes it might not even be ideal, and you have to just work with what you have. Feel me? So
you never took it personal?
Nah. I never took it personally. I never took it personally just because if you're one person and 10 of your friends start a brand, are you meant to part ways with $100 for every single one of them? Like, you might not have $1,000 lying around. So I'm not just gonna expect it to work. And also, I had to think, okay, cool, what are the other brands in the market? How does my product weigh up against these products? Does it hold its own like value outside of them being my friend? It's the same way when people talk about supporting black business. I don't want someone to support me just because I'm a black business. I want them to actually look at the product and think, this is banging product, this is good product. That's why I'm supporting it. And then if you're a black person, you're buying it, you're like, oh, and he black is, okay, cool, that's just another bonus that is irrelevant. It's just the fact that the product is actually good. So for me, that's what I value. And I'm just not gonna be entitled to no one's money, like, or their support. I have to know that what I'm putting out there is valuable enough for you to just value it beyond those other variables, you feel me?
How long did it take you to really get your product good? Like the back and forth with the manufacturers? Because some people be like, yo, I'm starting a clothing line, right? Yeah. And they'll just go to the local spot, get a Gildan shirt, hoodie, throw a logo on it, which is still cool. That's cool, because I've done that.
That's how everyone starts.
I've done it. Yeah. But a lot of people don't understand the back and forth with the manufacturer, especially if you're not going to China or going to the Pakistan or going to the joint. You got to go back and forth with all the sampling. How long did it take you to get your product where you wanted it to be?
Yeah, you see all of that now. Even that part of the business, clothing. People think clothing's easy, you know. Clothing thing ain't easy. To find a decent manufacturer, to find a quality manufacturer, to find a quality product, for your stitching to be right on every single garment, for you to be able to throw it in the wash, and after 2 wash it don't, you know what I mean, prints start peel, and it's a difficult game, the clothing game. But when you get it right, you get it right. You know what I mean? Once you find that one manufacturer, you're kind of set, you know. It's mad because when I first started, because I've gone down this road, like when I had the idea of doing creating my own brand that decade ago, the company I went to, I got hats and tees. And then when I went to go back for more tees, they stopped selling tees, and I just felt stuck. And because it took me so long to find that company, and then I just never went back. That was it. I had one run, and I never went back. Even that, I think about that now. I think, you know, if I had carried that on, man. But yeah, I rate man that have clothing brands, man. A lot of work goes into it. A lot of back and forth with manufacturers.
I'd say the last 3 years is when I've been like, okay, cool, this is like, I'm happy with this product. Every single day, I can always improve. Is this mic on? Just making sure. Is it on? Yeah. I can always improve the product, but I'd say the last 3 years when I kind of got factories that are the same standard as your favorite streetwear brands, be it like Stussy or Supreme or stuff like factories at that level, and the way they make the product, it's all in the details, in the way that even the way the product is stitched on the inside, it's just like, it's just a premiumness that those kind of factories can achieve. So I'd say within like the last 3 years, I've been happy, and really within like the last year, if you look at the Corteiz Instagram, you can see just the distance of quality and also the output that we're putting at that high level. Whereas if you can literally scroll back two, three, 4 years ago, and you could see the drops were smaller, but then even you could look at the clothes and you could see a stark difference in just how they are now compared to back then. And a lot of the consumers, they might not be able to understand that nuance, but then that's also why I need a brick and mortar store so that people can go into the store and actually see and feel the clothes. Because if you had bought into the brand in 2021, 2020, 2020, when I was just starting up, that was like 2, 3 years, 4 years into the brand, the quality you would have got then is it's a completely different universe to the quality that we have now. So that's why my aim is to have a brick and mortar store soon, and people can go there, they can feel it, and they can understand, okay, cool, this is why this is this price. But even speaking about prices.
So that's just an example there of starting. That's an example there of just starting. Just taking that leap, whether your product is perfect or not, taking a leap and getting it out there, and things will get better along the way. Things can only get better along the way. If you have a passion for what you're doing, and you have high standards yourself, things can only get better along the way. Like with me, my TikToks, my YouTubes. I ain't gonna have these purple headphones for too long. You get me? You know? And you know, the way I'm flicking screens, like, it's all going to be streamlined. I know right now you can all hear the mouse in the background, you know, like all of this, this will change, you know, but if you don't start, you can't progress because you ain't started. So you have to start somewhere. So this is me starting somewhere, but that's a great example, you know, the quality from 2, 3, 4 years ago when he started, or 4, 5 years ago when he started, up until now, you can see the stark difference in the quality. And the same goes for, you know, if you're in a gym. If you're in a gym for 4 or 5 years, you start off as a chubby, you know what I mean? You'll get the 6-pack, you know what I mean? You'll get the chest, you'll get the legs. It's all a process, man. It's all a process, and nothing happens overnight. My man's talking years.
My prices, what I used to charge for sweatpant 4 years ago, that's not even comparable to sweatpant now. It's the same price. So I've been able to bring the quality way higher, but then also keep the price the same. So that's that's just where my mind is at with everything.
How did it feel for brands that have been here for decades to come get with you and want to collaborate with you, like Nike?
I think, you know what, he might be training out here. How did it feel for Nike to approach me? It was humbling, but then I also thought to myself, like, this is something that I've worked towards. Mm-hmm. Like, I haven't, sorry, what are you saying, Chuck? Nike approached me in late 2021, so the brand was about 3.5 years old at that point, and we had done a lot of like outside activations. We had had a couple of viral moments within our niche, and it felt like, okay, cool, this is the time to go to like the next level in terms of like Nike being a platform. Obviously, they reached out to me 18 months before my collaboration came out, but when they reached out to me, my mind then just kind of switched, like, oh, like this is like a real thing. Up until that point, I wasn't even, Nike had sued me before because of the name Corteiz.
Well, was you like, was you shook?
Nah, I just, they sent me like a cease and desist for the name, and at that point, I was just like, you know what, I just need to make enough bread to buy my family a house. That's what my main like prerogative was. So when they sent me that cease and desist, I kind of just threw it in the trash, and then I was just like, I just need to do as much as I can do in a short space of time, get enough bread, I can buy my family a home, and at least I know I got a house, you feel me? Mm-hmm. So that's what my main thought process was, and that also is the reason why in those like preliminary stages, we were so prolific with all of the outside activations, because I was just like, cool, I need to just do as much shit so I can sell as many clothes, and then...
You gotta take inspiration from this, man. The man said all he wanted to do was buy a yard for his people then. Threw the cease and desist in the bin, said, yo, forget it. Forget about it. I'm on a mission to buy my people a home. Yeah? And once I get that home, then we can deal with your cease and desist. Yes, my brother. Yo, you can't make this stuff up, man.
Kind of get the fuck out of here. If they take it, they take it. So when they reached out to me in like late 2021, obviously Nike is a massive company, so they have different divisions and they have different kind of people that have different jobs that seek out brands to work with. When they reached out to me, they obviously didn't know about that legal side of things. So it was like, okay, cool, this is now an avenue for me to, one, get all of my trademarks, all of my business, everything like properly set up. So that felt like, okay, cool, it's a chance. It just felt like a chance. And when we did the first collaboration, it was such a curveball for everyone who's seen the brand, because it just felt like...
If you're from the UK, yeah, and you're watching this, isn't it just a beautiful thing to see? A young English youth that's made it to the heights that he's made it to. Nike shouting you, saying, yo, we want to collab with you. It's crazy. But that's why I started the channel, this YouTube channel, because honestly, I just want to highlight things like this. You know what I mean? I'm a bigger man for him, man, but it just inspires, man. And that's what I want this channel to be about. That's all I want it to be about, is inspiration. I want you, the viewer, to take something away from this. That you are capable. There's nothing out here that you cannot do. There's nothing that you cannot achieve.
Our energy was like so rogue, which it still is now to some degree, but it was so rogue back then, you wouldn't even think we would do something with Nike.
Yeah.
It was just, it was a bit unbelievable, because also as well, I'm 28, so when that happened, I was 25, I was young, and it was probably one of the youngest collaborators to like work with them in that kind of capacity at scale. So it was just such a curveball, and yeah, looking back on it and obviously looking forward to future projects, it's still like a humbling feeling, because I used to go to school and sell sweets in the playground so I could have £120 to go Foot Locker and buy shoes. The same shoes that I'm doing now. So it was definitely a different vibe, you feel me?
When you first started,
Yeah.
When you first started, it was like you didn't have trademarks, you ain't had no business structure, none of that?
I tried to get trademarks, then that's when they sent me, would send me like the cease and desist.
But how long was you doing it before you got your trademarks?
I only got my trademarks, I'd say about a year and a half ago. So about...
And how many years you been in business?
Since 2018.
And you only got it a year and a half ago? That's major.
Like the actual proper
trademark, yeah.
Yeah, just because of all of that, the legalities surrounding the Nike stuff. So
the reason I ask you that, because a lot of people won't start because their whole thing is, I gotta have all this stuff right. It gotta be perfect. It gotta be. What was on your mind?
Get to it and just get it done and do what I can as time goes on. Because for example, if someone wanted to get their trademarks in China, which is mad important, like just to get a lawyer to do that stuff, it might cost you like 20K.
I know.
Where are you gonna get 20K from when you're starting out? So even then you can't think, oh, I need to have everything set up. I think it's first to get going, and then the second thing.
What I would say, because I've had that issue with trademark, and I was basically in the same position he was, where the company wanted me to cease and desist, and I left it. To be fair, when I got the letter, because I put in the application for the trademark, and when I got the letter, I was out at the time. That's a lie. I was out at the time, but I ended up going to jail, and I was just like, you know what? Forget about it. Forget it. It's long. So I just dropped it. I dropped out the original name that I was going to go with for my company, and I stuck with just a Paperboy. But what I would say that those things are important when you're starting out. It's better to do that first, because I think I've mentioned this already before. There's no point of you getting a whole heap of merch and, do you know what I mean? Tees, hats, whatnot. And there's a company out there that are bigger than you and don't want you to use the name, you know? Because it's just like you just wasted a bag of your money, you know what I mean? So I would personally, IP first, copyright first, then go about your business.
Is to kind of, you just got to fill in the gaps as you go along. You got to think if there's just holes on the road, you just got to, as you're doing your work, you just got to fill it in with cement as you're going across. And then that's how I kind of operated. And I still kind of operate to that regard now. It's that when you're bootstrapping your business, it's like, I started with £500 and that's still the money that you use.
To this day.
I've never taken no investment or nothing. It's like my business is 100% owned, so by myself. So it's like I've had to just do things as I can go along and when I can do it. And I think that's the important thing. Everyone always trying to you can't overcomplicate and think this is going to be perfect, because it's not going to be perfect. And I'm not striving for perfection in that sense. I'm trying to get it done, and it's like we can refine and get closer and closer and closer to it. But at some point, you're gonna have to do something that's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna get the job done. And then in the future, you can just keep refining. You feel me?
Well, do you use ads?
No, I never.
You never use ads?
I've never used a sponsored ad. No.
So how do you market?
Just, I think. Authentic, community-driven marketing.
How do you build a community inside of the clothing game? Emails.
These are loaded questions.
Like, how do you build it?
So we used email a lot when our page was private, because the website wasn't open all the time. So when it was closed, you would just have the email sign-up link. So a lot of the time, if we did like an activation in real life, say there was 1,000 people, 2,000 people, 3,000 people, they'll maybe go on the website after they've seen all of the commotion in the street, go on the website, they'll just see the email sign-up thing. So just doing all of those things and then seeing the email sign-up, we were able to garner, I think we got like 1.7 million people on email. And that's like...
That's all you need. That's all you need. You just send a blast out.
Yeah. I mean, it helps. But
you know what? Someone mentioned this. Oh, gosh, I need to start writing things down. But yeah, I think because of social media, because we have these platforms, we do neglect the power of email. Email, I think, is probably still as important as it was before social media was about. Because you have to think about how we're all attached to our emails now. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nobody that doesn't have an email address. You need it on a day-to-day, you know what I mean? To sign up to the Corteiz, you know what I mean? Your favorite newsletter, you know? Like, you need email. So, yeah, man, don't neglect the email. Don't neglect the email collecting. Don't forget. Don't neglect that. That's that data right there, man. It's important.
what was the question again?
But how did you how did you market? Like, you know, people think all they can do is ads. I need marketing money.
Yeah.
I need ads.
I'd say the first activation I did was a t-shirt giveaway. This was in 2019, and I bought 100 t-shirts, and I printed maybe about 70 of them, and I said there was about 10,000 people that followed the page. I said, yo, you guys are gonna meet me tomorrow in Soho. I've got some free t-shirts for you. First come, first serve. When I did that, that day, I think I had like 50 shirts, and maybe about 80 kids pulled up. You can see the picture on my Instagram. And I remember when I had one t-shirt left, I made them all like line up, and then I like walked like 20 meters down the street, and then I made them just chase me. Then when they started running after me, I remember I posted a video after, and it went like mini viral in like my niche. And then people were kind of like, oh, like, why are they chasing him for a t-shirt? That just felt so absurd back then, because you could just go buy a t-shirt. But what people didn't understand was it was valuable in that moment because they were part of my like small, like, and I don't like throwing around the word community, but they were part of my consumer community, and it was like, okay, cool, this is directly from the source, this is from him. That shirt represents them being there at that moment. That's why the shirt was valuable to them. So that happened, and then in my head it was kind of like, oh, like, I was afraid to give away 50 t-shirts because I was like, that's just me giving away money. But really and truly, it was more than that. It was like, this is me repaying my customer, my supporter for being engaged with the brand, and that was just added value. And we've done that. You can walk back. You can
Come by. It's okay.
And that was added value. And then the next time we did that, 700 kids. That was 2 years later. We did it again, and then like 700 kids pulled up to Soho, like within like 2 hours' notice. We did the same thing, and then it just kept spiraling and spiraling. And then one time I did this thing where we used to have these cargos. We still have them on the store. We had these cargos, and when I say it was at the peak of their hype, I put out an ad, and I said basically the cargos are gonna cost 99 cents, 99p. And then 4,000 kids pulled up to a park around the corner from here. And I'd say that still to this day feels like the craziest, like, that was just those cargos cost me how much they cost me. I would have sold 100 of them anyway, but 4,000 kids pulled up to that park that day. It went like crazy viral on like TikTok back then. I can still type it in now and I can still see all the videos, and I'm like, that was such a crazy day. But it was things like that got, like, it was new as well. It was novelty back then because people just weren't doing that. They weren't willing to. Everyone has pride in their products, and a lot of people, they feel like they're cheapening their products when they kind of do something like that. I feel like now it wouldn't be as effective because a lot of like young brands in London, they do this, they go Soho, they throw out t-shirts, they cause panda. It's the same thing. Like, they just do it now over and over, and it's the stuff that I did before. But
he set the trend. He set the trend, and people are just following. But it come like when he was the trendsetter for that, and that's what really got him to where he is now. That kind of guerrilla kind of marketing, and it just spiraled from 80 kids to 4,000. Wow, mad.
It was just all of those kind of things that built up the brand in terms of like hype and energy, and propelled it forward in those early stages without like ad spend, and that's spilled off into now alongside the Nike stuff and everything, where I don't have to spend money on ads to do 1 million orders. You feel me? So I'm grateful, and I hope that I can continue to do things and come up with ideas that kind of continue this tradition of just doing it the traditional kind of way of marketing. I don't want to feel like I've got to spend 10,000 on ads to make 50 grand. I just feel like one day Meta, Instagram or whatever, they're gonna say, you know what, now for every dollar you spend, you're only gonna be able to make $2. Or for every 10,000 you spend, you're only gonna be able to make 20K. I'm like, they could just change the game at any moment. Whereas if it's like this, at least it's just organic. I just always prefer that in everything. In food, in what I do, everything is as organic as it can be. So that's my main, just my main way and mantra of doing business.
What would you say to somebody right now to say, I want to be the next Corteiz. I want to start a brand that's going to be like.
It's not. It's you can't look at another man and say that you want to be like. I mean, you can say you want to be as like revered as them at that level, but in my head it's like I'm no one. I've still got to do way more because I've seen people who have created businesses and met them who are 20, 30 times. I'm grateful of where I am, but I know that there's a world up there. I'm still trying to push to there. So people just got to set that aim as far as possible, and it's got to be further than what I've done. You can't say you're going to be the next me, then that means that's going to be your ceiling. You got to say, I'm trying to be wherever he is, times 20, times 30, times 50. And my only advice is don't operate with a ceiling. Don't operate with that natural human ceiling where people feel like, oh, okay, this is what I can get up to. Because there was a point where I felt like 100K was the milestone. Everyone thinks 100K, like, when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, man, once I make 100K, like, I'm rich. Yeah. Then you gotta fucking pay a tax bill, and then you ain't got 100K no more. So it's like, that felt like a milestone for me back then. I remember for like 2 years, I was like, I just need 100K. I need to see 100. I need to see 5 zeros in my account with a 1 at the start. And then
it's mad that it's like that 100K is like that number. It's like that number for us all. It's all been, for everybody, I think that 100K has been that number, you know, like, I just need 100K. I need 100K. You know, 100K ain't nothing, you know. Baby food, really, you know. But yeah, nah, this is inspirational, man.
I just kept thinking about that, and I was obsessing over it. I got, like, now it's just like, shit, that's a bill.
That's a bill.
That's just one little bill.
When it's time to pay the manufacturer, it's like,
Yeah, it's I have it, like, and I think that used to dictate my life so much, and yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I got to lock into my set. Just
you got to get in.
Yeah, I got.
You got to get in. We ready to get in. Wallo Daily, man. You see what's going on?
So yeah, let me know if anybody watching this has attempted to start their own brand and where they are now. Was it easy? Did you have any difficulties? Yeah, get in the comments, man. I'd love to hear. I'd love to know your journey. I'd love to know about your journey, man. Get in the comments, let us know, man, if you've ever tried launching a brand.
This the one that she run everything for you.
Yeah, my older sister.
She run everything.
Yeah.
Talked about her in America. Nice meeting you. She run everything. See all the fits up there, all the samples.
All right, Lewis, I brought a guest.
Here go Lou. Listen, how you be, man? Yeah. Yeah, Lou. Y'all came see me, I come see y'all. I'm on the plane, I hit him. I'm like, yo, I'll be here. 6 o'clock, I'm here. I gotta be at the gym. I beat him to the gym.
And then he was speaking with you for like an hour, like straight up, like, no.
He was just lighting him up, like, yo, this shit is massive. This shit is not to be fucked with. We going out, this shit right here, this is a real warehouse right here. This is not to be fucked with. We're not playing no little kid games. This not no games, and then Lou got to deal with all this shit. This is a real, did you think it would become this?
You know, I didn't have an image in my head. I just knew that I wanted to, you know, take it to the next level and like do great things. I just didn't know what having like a warehouse that is like this size look like. Because a lot of people don't have warehouses. They kind of opt out and then they get other people to ship the stuff for them.
Ain't nothing like shipping your own stuff.
I wanted to take her.
Look at this.
Let me show you.
This shit is crazy, man. This shit is next. Listen, this shit is so crazy because I bring him to my warehouse and he like, Wallo, you gotta get the stack. And I didn't even imagine what he was like. He got cranes and shit in here.
Yeah, have a good day.
Like this is crazy. This is like, this is massive. To be in here to see this, like, it's like, cause you see people see you ship things, you might come here at the table, but you ain't doing, he not doing no real big shipping. He might come and do 10 packages. He's not, these other dudes are doing the shipping.
I be shipping, don't listen to him, I be shipping.
No, he doing like 10 packages, man. These dudes be shipping. There's so much shit in here. This shit is crazy. Like, but let me ask you a real question.
Yeah.
Do you know where everything at? Like, do you know, like, damn, let me go down there and pull this and grab this? Because it's cool.
Roughly, if someone said they wanted boxes, I know where to find them. But with the newer product that's on the store, they obviously allocate them as...
Looking like a damn Amazon warehouse, you know. Yeah, man. This is the content I'm pushing. This is the kind of stuff I'm going to be pushing. Daily. I want you lot to lock in, and I want you lot to be inspired. He's not even 30 yet, 28. Doing it since he was in his 20s, early 20s. Nike approached him about 25. Yeah. Lock in, man. The world is your oyster, man.
Specific places, they will know more than me, but they should know. That's their main job. But I just got to ask a question, and then, for example, here, I could just look at it, and then it will say
what it is,
what's here. That's on every single aisle. So that's like a update that they will update like every week of just a rough summary. But then on the system, it's on here as well. So it's like we got it double. It's like this is just a quick one, and then we actually have it on the record on the system. But this stuff is like active stuff, and then this stuff is like back stock or future stuff. So it's like
how did you get like how do you scale to this when you just starting from like this is the guy that started and didn't even just he just started. But this is what I'm talking about, where as though you can't overthink.
Yeah.
If you would overthink, you never would start.
I think what gave me an advantage starting up was I prioritized speed a lot. So when I was making, I used to have these like sweatpants that had my logo all over them. And when I was making them, what I would do is I'd order like just a different color every single time, but that's because I knew the factory knew how to make it. I didn't have to spend a lot of time doing developmental costs, and it was something the customers liked. So I was just like, alright, cool. They like that color, let me release it in another color that they're gonna like. Let me release it in another color. And I kept building that, and that was like my first my hit. That was my first hit product that felt like, okay, cool, this is something that I can scale, and that allowed me to scale to then making like 100K in a drop, and then scaling. And I just kind of applied that formula over time, and I kept kind of doing it. And I still kind of do it now, but obviously we just have more products to do it with. So it's, what was the question? I forgot the question.
No, like
I need to tell him to put this on the store.
How did you scale?
Drop. How did I scale?
Yeah, because it's like you started it, and it's like to come to this shit is massive.
Yeah, man, fuck.
This is crazy. Look, you got hours and hours and hours and hours. Just hours of shit. Yeah. This is crazy.
I think a lot of people, they don't realize what we've. I mean, I don't need to show it as well.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd not say I'd rather not, but it's obviously you're here, so I'm gonna show you.
I appreciate this.
But it's just like, yeah, I post it, but people don't need to understand this. They just need to focus on what we put out on the other side, and that's what they need to see. This is just the back end that a lot of the time people aren't gonna show. Or but then,
you know, another thing, yeah. Being humble. Like, he's humble. He's done great things, and he just seems like the most humblest of kids. Do you know what I mean? Or young men, should I say. And if you're going to take anything away from this, let it be humble. Work hard, graft, put your all in, your blood, sweat and tears into your baby, but just be humble, man. That will carry you far. That will allow you to work with numerous people and people to respect you, to just be humble. Bragging and boasting, it might feel good at the time, but people just look at you and say, you look at that prick. Real talk, that's what they'll say, look at that prick. You know what I mean? Be humble, man.
A lot of people don't get here.
No,
You know what I'm
no.
saying? A lot of people don't get here as well. That's another thing. So there's multiple ways to look at it, and you just got to be prolific, man. You can't overthink the whole process of doing this. I would overthink, but I'd still do. I'd still wake up and do something and be proactive, and I don't think I'm special. So I was like, because I'm not special, I need to be in your face. I need to be in your face more than anyone else. I need to be doing things more than anyone else. And that is just what motivated me then, and still what motivates me now. That it's like, I'm not special, and someone else could then come and take the energy that I've built up. I still need to keep going at it. So that's just where my mind is at. That's where my
How
mind is.
important is like building a team though?
That's the most important thing. And then also finding people you could trust as well. Like finding people you can trust and finding the right people. Like someone like Lewis, I can trust Lewis, and then I trust his ideas, I trust his vision, and he understands what I'm doing. A lot of people, they don't really understand it.
Yeah, that's teamwork. You know what they say, innit? I don't even want to say it, just sounds so corny, but teamwork makes the dream work, man. I mean, there's never been a truer statement, you know? I've tried to do so many things on my own, and you burn out, man. You know what, don't get me wrong, there is a lot you can do by yourself. But at some point in time, you will need a team. You will need people that you can trust and people that have the same work ethic and vision as you. I would say try and build your team first. You know, I would say try and build your team first. You move a lot quicker. You get places a lot quicker when you've got people behind you that have the same vision and the same drive as you, man. You know what I mean? No man is an island, they say. No man is an island, man.
They can come to your business and they just don't understand it. They don't get it. And finding people who get it, it's like, I'd say there's only a handful of people in the world who's gonna understand what we're doing here, what we're trying to do, and why we don't run sponsored ads. Someone might come in here, they've done marketing, they've worked at marketing for an agency, and they're like, oh yeah, you guys need to run sponsored ads. Like, no, that's just not what we do. It's like, a lot of people just can't wrap their heads around just opting to do business in a specific way. So hiring people for me is the most important thing. Obviously, as I said, my sister is my head of operations, and like, she oversees all of the legal, she liaises with all the lawyers, all the account, everything like that. And that's because that's someone I could trust, but then it's also my sister.
Can you imagine how much money he must be saving? If he doesn't run ads, companies spend, depending on how big they are, but a company like his would probably spend hundreds of thousands on ads, you know, but he's got a dedicated fan base that he doesn't actually need to market to like that. Plus, what did he say he had the last time he checked? Or not even the last time he checked, he mentioned having 1.odd million email addresses. And that doesn't sound, that didn't, when he mentioned it, it didn't seem like it was, that seemed like it was a while ago. So, like I was saying, the power of email, do not underestimate the power of email, man. We forget about email. All we're on now is, let me get your Snap, or let me get your Insta, let me get your TikTok. But email is very, very, very powerful.
Star was the first organised person that I knew. She was the first organised person that I knew. Like, I didn't know anyone who else was as organised as her, tidy as her, meticulous as her. So I was just like, okay, cool. Maybe this is something that would be good for you. In the beginning, her role was literally just, I just used to be like, can you check my emails and like reply to certain things? And then it was like, not like an assistant kind of role, but assisting me on that side with the important stuff of just liaising and saying, okay, Clint, you need to go here, you need to do this, you need to sign this, this is why you need to sign this. I spoke to this person, liaising with the account, because I can't fucking do everything. So having her there was just important, and now her job has had to scale up to a level where now she's the HR of the company. She deals with employing the people, she deals with, you know what I'm saying? So naturally, just working with the people I came up with, and just like, it's gradual, because this doesn't happen overnight, and I still feel like there's so many more things that we can get better at and better at doing. So that's yeah.
This shit is crazy, man.
But yeah, that's why I wanted you to see it, because you got your own, you got your own
yeah.
thing
This is
going.
inspiring.
But I feel like this is something that,
Yes.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
unless you're here, you don't understand it. Like,
No, you
oh
don't.
shit, okay, cool. Like, this is actually like crazy, like a little bit. But
This shit is massive. This shit is crazy, man. This is just wow. So I could just imagine.
so the other day when you messaged me, you said you liked the jacket. Let's walk down the other way.
Like the pockets, because you know, a lot of times I wear a lot of Arc'teryx.
Yeah,
and what I
yeah.
liked about you is your jackets is sort of the same, but you made it more urbanized, whereas though it's more flavor to it, and you can put a lot of different, just the pockets alone on the jacket, and the way the jacket zipped. The zipper, I was like, yeah, I need that. You sent it, I was like, yo.
It's different.
that just was crazy.
But yeah, man, everything, I'm grateful for everything, and how my design team is, and just
The stickers, they don't understand the stickers.
Yeah, you put every single order, they get
The
a sticker.
stickers is
That's
everything.
just a little communication tool, man. A communication tool.
Yeah, this thing is like, it's crazy, man. This is just, I don't know what the.
What you saying, Amari? You good? Come on.
What's up? Much love. This thing is just crazy, man. You got cardigans in this joint, all types of shit up in here, man. This is crazy.
Yes, guys. So you see it, man. You see, you got the inside scoop of Corteiz's whole operation right there, man. How he's grown it from throwing out teas on the road to a Amazon style warehouse. Like, yeah, man. Let me know what surprised you the most in this video, and if you've taken anything away from this video, hit the subscribe button, man. Get in the comments. Let's get a conversation going on. I appreciate you lot, man. Have a good night.